Hey there, thanks for tuning in. I'm Ashley Perkins, your marketing mentor. It's 2018, which I know you already know, or at least I hope you do, but if you're still hesitant about creating video content, it's going to be really hard to grow your business online successfully. In fact, as I sit here right now, 70% of all web traffic is video. That's hundreds of thousands, even millions of opportunities that you're missing out on, perhaps due to a lack of confidence or not knowing what to say. But don't worry, because in this video, I am going to share 4 tips for creating video content with confidence. My first tip is to focus on value over vanity. So if you're one of those people who's been held back from creating video content because you have wrinkles, or you don't like the way your hair looks, or you can't stand the way you sound on camera, I hate to break this to you, but you're selfish. Let me explain. When you put all of the focus of creating and sharing video content on yourself versus focusing on the value that you have to offer your audience, that makes you selfish, because your audience doesn't care that your hair is a mess that day, or that you don't have concealer on, or that you don't have the voice of that woman singing from The Sound of Music. I'm so bad with names. Anyway, the point is you need to focus on serving your audience versus serving your own vanity needs. A really quick and easy tip, just take all the nerves you feel about being judged and channel that into sharing a message with high impact that's going to resonate your audience. Those nerves are going to turn into excitement, because you'll then not be able to contain yourself with what you have to share with your audience, because you just know the impact it's going to have on their business or their life. Secondly, start small. Thanks to all of these new features being rolled out by social giants like Facebook and Instagram, we now have the ability to play around with video content in a more edited format. So what I mean by this is playing around with things like Instagram and Facebook stories. They're micro videos of about 10 to 15 seconds that allow you to get creative and deliver your message while still being on camera. But the added benefit is that if you record a clip that you're not the biggest fan of, you can easily delete it and re-record it. This will also help you become a lot more concise when you're delivering your points on camera, because it forces you to condense your content into about 10 to 15 second clips and makes you practice. And we all know practice makes perfect. If you're on Facebook, you also have the capability of going live privately on your personal account. So all you really have to do is play around with your privacy settings when you're setting up a live stream, and make sure that you are the only one who can see that live video. That allows you to perhaps practice a script that you've set up for a live stream at a later date beforehand, again, allowing you to feel a lot more confident and prepared when it comes time to do the public broadcast. Facebook and Instagram have also rolled out the ability to bring somebody else onto your live stream with you. So if you're really only comfortable getting started by introducing yourself and the topic of the day with your audience, and then you want to expand your audience and also tap into a new one, you can bring somebody else onto that live stream that's going to share their value with your audience and also help you promote that live stream, while taking some of the pressure off of you to be the star of the show the entire time. My third tip is to focus on the one versus the many. One of the biggest barriers to entry I see when people are getting started with video marketing, whether that's live video or evergreen pre-recorded video, is that they feel pressure that they're talking to hundreds or thousands or millions of people, which might actually be the end result or the possibility for you. But when you shift your focus and start thinking of just one person on the other side of the camera and talking to the camera like you would talk to a friend, friend or a client or a colleague, then it changes your mental focus and allows you to really hone in on your message and delivering it with as much personality and confidence as possible. It also makes your video content a lot more personable because the people on the other side of the camera feel like you're speaking directly to them versus a group of millions. And finally, my biggest tip, I've saved it for last, is to always, always, always have a plan. It's easier now more than ever to get started with video marketing. So tech and tools shouldn't be your biggest barrier to entry, because if you have a mobile device or a computer with a webcam, you can use video in your business successfully. The second biggest barrier to entry is not knowing what to say. So if you take the time beforehand, whether you are going to be sharing an Instagram story or a Facebook Live or a pre-recorded video on YouTube, if you take the time to craft some main talking points beforehand and really flesh out what you need to say in order for that message or that video to be successful, you're going to give yourself an instant confidence boost because you don't feel pressured sitting down in front of a camera with a million ideas bouncing around in your head, unsure of what's important and what's not and what your audience needs to hear. Instead, you're showing up with a list of a few main talking points or perhaps a more fleshed out script to stick to keep you on track regardless of what happens during your recording. So now that you have all of the tips that you need to get started using video in your business, it's time to make room in your marketing strategy for video content. So click the link below right now and download my free social media strategy template. It's got plenty of room in there for you to flesh out ideas when it comes to your video content. And as always, if you like this video, hit the like button below and leave me a comment below sharing your biggest takeaway. Also, it's always a good idea to hit that big red subscribe button and turn on notifications because I share new videos every single week, so you'll never miss a beat. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.